Man, what a game we just witnessed. Game 4 of the NBA Finals. The New York Knicks defeat the San Antonio Spurs 107 to 106. The largest comeback in finals history. The Knicks were down 29 at the half. And as I thought, and pretty much everybody in America thought, this game was over. Let's wrap it up. Let's go to game 5. However, that was not the case. And you might be asking yourself, how does a team down 29 at the half come back and win a game against a team that set an NBA Finals record for threes made in a half with 14? A team that is winning the turnover battle. A team that is shooting better. Well, I'm here to tell you. And throughout this video, I'm going to try my hardest to keep my composure. Because I have some very nasty things to get off my chest. First off, I want to say congratulations to the New York Knicks. They have been having a historic playoff run. And they're continuing to play at a historic level, a very high level. Because anytime you feel like the Knicks are down and out, they still find some way to win these games. When the cards are stacked against them, when nothing is going their way, they still pull these games out. So again, congratulations to the Knicks. You guys are one step closer, one game away from making history, from being NBA champions. And you honestly deserve it. Secondly, I want to talk about Mitch Johnson. You deserve all the credit in the world for getting this team to the finals. You've had a great year. However, you were not a head coach. You would be a hell of an assistant coach, though. But at times when there needs to be timeouts called because the other team is going on a crazy run, you're not doing anything. At times where you have a lead, a comfortable lead, and instead of actually running some plays, some actual offense out there to get easier buckets, you just want to shoot threes. This is the Joe Mazzulla offense. I've said it before, I'll say it again. But the problem is, you don't have the three-point shooters to sustain that level of three-point shot making. You don't. You have two players capable of that, and that's Devin Vassell and Champagnie. So while you hit 14 threes, set a record in the first half, that's not sustainable. You're up damn near 30 at the halftime. Okay. Your message in the locker room should have been, we're going to run some actual plays. We're going to get easy buckets. We're going to continue to build on this lead. Keep our foot on the gas. That should have been the message. However, it was keep doing what you're doing. Chucking. And oh look, nobody can hit anything. We're ice cold. So again, credit to you. Congratulations on the year you've had. But I would love for the Spurs to go out there and actually try to find an actual head coach next offseason. Great defensive coach, though, I think. I feel like that's what it is. Him and Joe Mazzulla are very similar, in my opinion. Secondly, I want to talk to De'Aaron Fox. Now, throughout this playoff run, um, people have been very hard on De'Aaron Fox, saying that he needs to be traded, saying that they don't want him back next year. And I've been on the side of trying to give him some grace because, yes, he's not shooting the best, but we have to remember he is coming off of the ankle injury that has been nagging him throughout his whole career, pretty much. He's ankle deficient, if you will. He is a disciple of Curry, and we all know Curry has the same issues with his ankles. The Under Armour family or whatever. But yeah, I've just been trying to give him some grace. And although he hasn't been shooting terrible in these last two games, he's actually been pretty decent. But that last play where you have the ball on a fast break off of a turnover, you have like 6 seconds left on the clock. And instead of dribbling the clock out, with OG Anunoby on your ass, you try to put the ball up and you get blocked. I don't know if you were trying to draw a foul. I don't know if you thought y'all were down on the scoreboard. But hey, newsflash, you were up 106 to 105. 6 seconds left on the clock, dribbled the fucking ball out. That is a rookie mistake. And as the so-called veteran on this team, because you are one of the oldest players other than, Bismack Biyombo and Kelly Olynyk, you're one of the oldest on the team. For sure the oldest starter on the team. You're supposed to be the veteran in the locker room. You're getting paid $40 million. And you made a mistake that we look for Carter Bryant to make. That's unacceptable. And I can no longer defend you. I think his time has come. The Spurs should definitely try to move off of him in the offseason. And if so, that's even more cap space for them. Maybe try to package him in because I'm pretty sure he has a multi-year deal. Maybe try to package him in a trade or something like that. I'm not sure. Like I said in a previous video, if you haven't watched, go watch it. The Spurs will be coming off of $30 million, a little over $30 million, but just $30 million coming from Bismack Biyombo and Kelly Olynyk. I think they should definitely try to land somebody like Braun, who is an unrestricted free agent. If he's willing to take $30 million, maybe try to win a fifth ring. Or somebody like Draymond Green, if he is going to decline his player option, I would definitely throw that money at him because he would fit very nicely in with this squad. And if you can get Draymond, maybe you don't have to move off from De'Aaron. But something has to happen. As I said before, I feel like the Spurs can only get better next season if they make the moves necessary that they have to make. And I think bringing in an actual coach that can draw up some offense and sign some free agents that can actually help this team. Some older free agents, if you will, really. Some guys with some years underneath their belt that can actually come in and make a difference. This year just isn't their year. I said this before. I had the Knicks winning in 6. It seems like it has not changed from that. They're up 3-1 right now. They're going into San Antonio where they've previously won 2 games. So it's looking like it's over. And it's just got to be frustrating for Spurs fans because you guys had the opportunity to be tied 2-2 going back home, and it slipped right through the fingertips. Bonehead decisions from the coaching staff, from the players. It's just been bad. Like That was a hell of a choke job that I just watched, and yeah, and a player like Wemby, who pretty much you you can tell he wants to win, you know. So I know losses like this probably kill him on the inside. Um, yeah, just use this as fuel for next season. Just come back stronger. Uh, and instead of training with the monks, you probably need to do some serious endurance training over the off season because it just looks like he tires himself out in like the first 3 to 5 minutes of the game, and he just starts settling for jumpers, and the jumpers are not falling. Like he came out first quarter 5 for 7. You know what I'm saying? Setting the tone, getting inside the paint, and then you had Cat rack up like 3 fouls. He had to sit. He only played 8 minutes in the first half. So and then you got Mitchell Robinson out there, who they really can't play because he's an offensive liability, and it seems like he gasses himself out as well. So then they put an OG and Anunoby in at the center and letting him guard Wemby. Wemby has to take more advantage of those matchups. He has to get on in the inside, get as close to the basket as he can. Really. And then, like I said, the Knicks tried their hardest to give this game to y'all. Like they really did. Jalen Brunson was chucking up bad shots at the end of the game. Josh Hart gets a turnover. He gets the ball on the turnover on a fast break, blows the layup, still can win the game. Then De'Aaron Fox makes that bonehead decision. All right. Then you come down to a game-winning shot. Jalen Brunson chucks a 30 footer. Two people jump at him. Wemby was one of them. Wemby should not be jumping. I don't care if he's 8 foot tall or anything, bro. You should not be jumping at the shooter if your man is not shooting the ball, which we know your man will not be shooting the ball, right? Because Cat's not in the game. No, Cat was in the game, but Cat's in the paint. Cat's not on the perimeter. You shouldn't be jumping at Jalen Brunson. You should be down there securing the rebound. Point blank, period. So, like I said, you have two people jumping at the shooter, which ultimately leaves OG Anunoby wide open for a putback. A game winning putback. Came in the paint untouched. Nobody boxed him out. These are just young mistakes. Like this team is good, but they're very young, and they're making mistakes. Hopefully, they learn from these mistakes, and just come back with that mentality next year. And after learning these lessons, because this is gonna be a hard pill to swallow for them. I know it. But that's either gonna make or break them next year. Um, yeah. I think I did a good job keeping my composure during this video. And if I did, leave me a like, subscribe. If you missed the halftime pod earlier, my tone was totally different. We all thought this game was over. Like I said, pack it up, let's go to game 5. But I also gave a disclaimer. No lead is safe. Especially with this New York Knicks team, from what we've been shown all postseason. They're playing at a historic level. Number 1. Number 2, no lead is safe with this Spurs team either, because they're just going to continue to shoot threes. And as I said earlier, that is not sustainable. So yeah, game 5 in San Antonio will be Saturday, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Tune in to our halftime podcast around like 9:50 to 10 o'clock. We go live damn near every game. And hear our thoughts on how the game is going. And we might be wrapping it up. I don't know. I'm not sure. Might be the last one. But we'll see.